for the ground. I'm a 2020, whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Yeah, new Jeep, no doors with it. No, I won't stop now. Who you kidding? Kidding. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it. I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Yeah, new Jeep, no doors with it. No, I won't stop now. Who you kidding? Kidding. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma send it. I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning, guys. Hope we are well. Let's get it. Change the music up. Let more people come in. Seems like everyone's sleeping, man. Too many lazy people here. Everyone's lazy. So a lot of information this week. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff to be careful about. A lot of stuff to discuss. A lot of people are going to lose money this week in the markets. I can pretty much guarantee that. A lot of people are going to lose money in the markets. Just based on the volatility. I mean, we've seen pound dump really hard and then basically buy itself back up. We have on Thursday, right, a new policy coming from the UK, right? So, well, let's see. UK polo. Let's see, right? So, in the UK, where's the new policy? But anyways, it's not showing me here. There's a new policy coming, right, on Thursday. So we need to definitely watch that, right? It's very important to understand what's going on. Today we have CPI, right? CPI is very, very important here. And I might change this to news prep, right? We might want to prep for news. I don't know what I'll title this video. I think CPI prep is better. Maybe I'll title this CPI prep. Let's try that. Gbpjpy, right? Was the GBP CPI/GBP news. Right, we'll title it as that. Maybe that will help. And we get more people coming, right? So we'll see if that works or not. But today's CPI, huge one. Do you guys know what CPI is? If you don't know what CPI is, you need to make sure you know what CPI is. CPI is essentially inflation, right? Change in price of goods, which is essentially the inflation. So these numbers, expecting it to come out at 0.4, expected to go down month on month. Last month was 0.5. Do I think that it's going to come out as expected? Really hard to say at the moment. Really hard to say. It will definitely be an interesting and important figure. As for right now, we have GBP news at 11 a.m. So in like few minutes, not few minutes, but like 40 minutes or something. I don't know what time it is now. I need to check. We do have this GBP news, which is claim and count change, and it's basically the unemployment rate, right? People who are claiming unemployment. So we will see how that comes out, and that basically just says how the economy is doing in the UK. And I think it will come out as forecasted, to be honest. And I don't think we'll see, I think we're already seeing a huge reaction now. This is very, very interesting. I think this is more profit taking. So let's go ahead and discuss what is going on the charts here, because there's a lot of things going on the charts here, right? So if we remove drawings here, yesterday we had this huge sell-off, and this was profit taking, I think, and also the uncertainty in basically UK, because they're also involved with this bank SVB, and then also people moving money into the yen, because the yen is also a safe haven. So you're kind of seeing the pound being sold off, as well as the yen. What's happened Tuesday? Did I put the wrong day? Is that why? Yes, I did. That's why no one's joining. That's why no one's joining. They don't know what day it is. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, basically we're seeing profit taking from the pound and buying up the yen, and then seemed like once everything blew over, we're just back to where we started, and now we're seeing this reaction here from this area. We've seen it come up a second time, react, and we're back in our range, unfortunately, right? So that's what's annoying. This has just ended up a wick. And remember yesterday, and this is really important, I said sells don't really make sense until we get closures below here. This candle hasn't closed below here. Simply came down. News caused this type of move. Inconsistency in the market. Came down and rejected quickly. And now we're closing back in that same bloody range, right? We're stuck in that range. And it's very interesting to see. So this candle essentially has done nothing, because if we look on the lower time frames, we're exactly where we were yesterday London session, right? So going on to the 4-hour, what information we have? Well, we have some supports here. We have not closed above this range here to the left, this 4-hour resistance, but we pull back into this range. And what I do like, and it is nice to see this support form inside of the range. So not only did we break back into the range here, we form support. So if we start breaking that support, I think we can see the continuation down, especially again if we're getting that closure below 161,645 or something like that for more downside, potentially to fill this area back again. For upside, we really need to hold support above 163. Yesterday we got above but failed, right? Remember yesterday I said for the plan we need to hold supports above 163. There was no support held. We just pushed, right? And then broke the high, and not even a 5-minute could hold support above there, right? Simple, quick fake out, right? So you can see how that happens when it pushes heavy, next candle reverse, push heavy, next candle reverse. Never normally works out there, right? Never works out. So you need to be very, very careful. As for today, we're pulling back now pre-session. 4-hour candle is a short candle, right? Because remember the time zone shift. So the candle is basically a shorter candle here. Upside does make sense, but we are in a range. So if we can respect, I would say, this zone of the range here, right? Somewhere in this zone. And this is where it becomes a bit messy here, because we have a lot of supports. Let me see what this is, because I want to keep this support here. This is an important support. So let's see the 1-hour structure. 1 hour has support here. Yeah, if we remain above this, I think there's a possibility for buys today. Let's see what news does. Yeah, if we find some sort of support, we can maybe have something where if we keep respecting this zone, we can see us respect and continue up. Now, if you want to counter trend trade today, I think sells are going to make the most sense. Probably, let's have a look at this 4-hour here. Yeah, probably below this 4-hour, but I don't see much reaction at this 4-hour. It's the 1-hour. Let me just, I'm having a look to make this really accurate. I think, yeah, sells below maybe this support here will maybe start to make sense, right? If you want to try counter trend trade this. But essentially, there's a lot of volatility in the market. It's quite risky, and there's a lot of inconsistencies we're seeing, right? So we have to be very, very careful and choose options that make sense. Also do some measuring. Ranges are big, right? That's 73 pip range. Welcome to March. This is what I was talking about. The ranges are big, right? You don't need a massive move on these charts. So even though price could end up all the way at the bottom of the screen, even though price could end up here, if you just take a move from here to here, that's a successful day, right? From here to here is 40 pips, right? Understand how the ranges are and how big we are trading in, right? So it's not like before when this type of move from here to here would have been 20 pips. This is 70 pip range here, right? Similar to the downside, you also have downside opportunity of, 117 pips. Even this small range above here is already 19, 20 pips, right? 24 pips, and that's a tiny range. So definitely we need to watch what price does here. Buying at the top of the range is a no-go based on all of these rejections we've seen. It's very tough to buy at the bottom of the range. But if we can hold support in this zone and do something similar like this change of structure here, then that would be probably good to test the highs and might be an option. So let's have a look at gold quickly, because gold has been super interesting. We're seeing this big reaction now. Still heading up on gold based on what's been going on. We hit the target of 1900 yesterday. This daily candle, nice bottom wick here, and it wants to flip. If this flips and break the high, next target is going to be 1923 here. Let's have a look at 4 hour if we have any closer targets we can care about. So we'll move this up to here. So yeah, next target 1918 here, and yeah, 1918 is going to be the next target here for gold. This is going to be the 4 hour resistance. Of course, we're stuck in this 4 hour range at the moment, but if we start breaking up here and continuing up for the day, then it's just going to hit these next targets and smash through these, right? But if you look yesterday, London session, buying the highs was very difficult. So you saw all these rejections. Be very, very careful buying the highs as well. And I would recommend you guys to wait for pullbacks. Okay, wait for pullbacks to try retest the highs if you're going to be taking buys on gold. As for this question here in chat, how does CPI affect the financial markets? Well, CPI is the measure of inflation. So if inflation has gone up, we will actually see gold start to head up even more, because that means that they haven't controlled inflation. But my analysis for this news is basically we've seen this huge pump into gold right before this inflation data. If inflation comes out better than expected or good, what do you think is going to happen? Well, obviously, if inflation comes out better than expected, then it means that the Fed is working and their things is working. So if that's working, what's going to happen? I mean, not their things are working, but their fight against inflation is working. And we'll probably see gold sell off a bit, probably. And I would expect gold to, this won't be a bad place for gold to, see a bit of a retracement with the news. We might pull back to 1889. Now, I wouldn't trade off that because it's a lot of information and there's a lot of things going on with the banks and all of this stuff. So it's very, very risky, but I wouldn't be surprised. Most people are going to be looking to buy this into the news. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a retracement with CPI news today based on the news coming out good. Because if inflation is doing good, then guess what's going to happen? If inflation is doing good, then people don't need to put their money in gold. But in saying that, there could be a different scenario where people just want to protect their money even more, and they're going to put it, they're going to keep buying up gold even though inflation rate. So that's the only thing that makes it a difficult spot. But with CPI data coming out today, just be very careful. Don't, it is possible, but you can't keep expecting this to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But that doesn't mean you sell it, right? Because this will stop when it wants to stop. But buying highs is where the risk is. Every time you bought a pullback on this move, if we go on the 5 minute and we watch every time you guys bought a pullback, it's normally the best move. If you watch buying the highs, fail, 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 fail. Pullbacks, buying after pullbacks are normally the safest, right? And that's what's going to keep you safe. So my advice for you guys today is not to be buying highs, but looking for pullbacks to continue price bullish, right? Those pullbacks is what's going to keep you safe. And yeah, right? So that's my advice. That's what I think is going to happen for CPI. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback based on news coming out, how it is. 25, I think gold and Bitcoin is going up if a 25. Yeah, if a 25 rate hike, yeah, they would do, right? But you have to also consider that could already be priced in. Most news is already priced in. We've had a massive move that has also had the news of the banks, and both Bitcoin and gold have been pumping simultaneously. So it is very, very interesting, right? If inflation comes down, then the thing is, we have this threat of the banks, right? So the bank issue is the only threat that might just keep the markets propped up, and we might see CPI do just a wick, right? We might see a quick wick and a wick down, something like that. That's very, very possible, right? So yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, but today's not the rate hikes. Today is just the inflation rate, right? So not the rate hikes. So with gold, I mean with Bitcoin here, we'll have a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin weekly is pushing up very heavily. We're at the top of the weekly range now, top of the daily range. So this is also a good position to see maybe a slight pullback, which we're seeing already, this slight pullback from the top of the range here. As long as we remain above 23,800, 880, I expect this to kind of go sideways and up. And maybe with news, we'll have to see what this does before news. But definitely, as long as we remain above, yeah, that basically the support here. If we start breaking below and creating resistance, I do see this heading for a little bit of a retrace. So yeah, definitely interesting. We have around 35 minutes till news, and we'll see. We shall see. If you guys enjoyed that analysis, you have some questions, leave a like. I appreciate all the likes. Helps get this video out. That also had. So yeah, don't be trying to hit any home runs with gold today. There is going to be CPI news, which is a lot. The market's waiting a lot for that. They really want to see what inflation is doing. Is it going to come down? If it does come down, really wouldn't be surprised to see a quick wick down here on what's this called, on gold, right? So it's definitely going to be fun and interesting, and we'll see a lot. See a lot of movement. This week, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the charts. Leading into March and April now that we've seen this, you guys have to understand that this is going to give a big opportunity. You don't have FOMO of missing moves because ranges are massive. This 5-minute candle here is already like 12 pips, right? 12 pips, we were hoping to get 12 pips when last month, right? 12 pips was like, oh yeah, that's a good move, 12 pips. One 5-minute candle is giving us 12 pips now, right? This 1 15-minute candle is 48 pips. So understand that, right? Understand the ranges. Plan. This is the plan, right? Very simple. Can you guys read that? I have a request. Can you please put a timing of gold and GJ analysis timing in the description so it's easy to watch your analysis? Yeah, that's possible. If you guys show up to the stream, you guys can also help me with that, right? If you just look at the stream timing, you can put that in the description and I'll pin it. That would help. Morning guys, morning. Greetings from Bulgaria, welcome, welcome. So yeah, this is the plan here, right? This is the plan. Everyone's gonna get messed up today trying to buy into 163. Watch. If this starts breaking the highs and people try to buy into 163, it's gonna be a disaster. This candle here closes in 1 minute. We got going on a 5 minute. If you guys have any questions, want me to analyze anything you guys are looking at, I don't mind. Does GDP news also affect Bitcoin? No, man. GDP news will not affect Bitcoin. I mean GBP, sorry, not GDP. Can you guys read the plan or do you want me to make it bigger? Let me know. AU, okay, we'll have a look at AU, no worries. Where's my AU? Do I have AU? Don't even have AU on my chart, that's interesting. I'll have a look at it here. Alright, so when you analyze a pair, right, what you have to do is you have to go on the weekly time frame. Right? Weekly time frame close bearish here, no bottom wick. So we might see this flip, right? Consider that flipping. Daily candle though is closed bullish here, so nothing really to sell at the moment. We did close below the support but tried to create, but this daily candle is bullish, so can't sell just yet. This 4 hours creating support above our range. I would say if you start getting a 4 hour close back into the range at 0.66290, then you probably see it drive back down. But for now, we are kind of just going sideways. You know, it's not really doing much. It's quite tough to trade this at the moment, to be honest. You know, you kind of want to look to continue these sells, but it's not ready, right? We're seeing the deep pullbacks, retrace, deep pullback, retrace, deep pullback, retrace. So this could retrace here. So I would say if you do see some sort of supports created, maybe above, closing above 166, you know, 14 or something above here, you might see some upside, but very low volume on this pair. Quite boring. Your bias on GJ on gold? Plan is here for GJ. Bias on GJ for the session is bullish based on these 4 hour candles closing bullish here. We have 1, 2, 3, 1 bearish, but 1 bullish candle here. But the only problem on GJ here is that we're in this range, right? So this range makes it very, very tough, but we can't sell just yet because there's nothing on the chart that's telling me to sell, right? If you want to look a short on GC, what's GC, man? What's GC? Greetings from California. Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome. What are the levels for gold sells? I mean, if you're trying to sell gold right now, there's something wrong, man, because everything's bullish in the markets. Counter trend sells on gold is highly, highly risky. Very dangerous to counter trend sell gold. You know, I don't understand why everyone tries to go the opposite direction of momentum and the markets. I mean, look at the weekly. Huge bullish candle. Look at the daily. Huge bullish candle. Look at the 4 hour. You know? You can't sell it just yet. You have to wait for proper structure, closes below ranges. And look how much space you have to sell it. I know it's CPI news. I said I can expect sells based on CPI news. But that's with news, right? And I don't think trading news is smart, but we can anticipate something like that, right? We can anticipate that. Alright, so this 15-minute here closed bullish at support. If this closed a little bit higher, this could be a nice option, but what you guys have to look is there's a huge resistance here, right? And also this line, key level here, we could reject it like we are. I wouldn't mind seeing this pull back as deep as this here. And then doing this type of formation here is really nice to see, right? We create a support, we fail to break down and then close above, right? Create a support, fail to break down. Even if we got that here, right? Even if we got that here, break down, fail, and then close above here, that gives us options. We can put stops here or here to be safe. And that's the best way that we'll be able to trade this. I have a question. I always mark support and resistance based on the 4 hour. Is it okay? Do I need to watch daily support and resistance? You have to start on daily always. Daily is very, very important. Why is daily very important? Because there's strong levels. You have to look where's your daily support and resistance. For this example, we're stuck in between daily and support and resistance. And that's why I said it's very tough to trade, right? It's very tough to trade when we're stuck in this range. Why are we stuck in this range? I think price is waiting for the new fiscal policy. And yeah, that's why. But you always have to start daily. Like gold, we check daily first, right? Look at this. This is how we marked gold. Right? See, daily resistance was here. Let's go and see what happened at this daily resistance, okay? Right? You can see how price is. Look at this daily resistance. Respect, respect. We're playing between the 4 hour and daily resistance. You even have to mark 1 hour resistance as well. If we go look at my markup for GJ, you can see I'm marking here. This is the 4 hour. This is, you know, I don't need to mark this because I can visually see this, but look, 15-minute resistance I marked here yesterday, right? You can see all of that, right? 1 hour resistance marked. You see how important that 1 hour resistance was? All of this stuff gets marked. GBP CAD, looking to short GBP CAD. I don't even think I have GBP CAD on my charts. Let me see if I agree with you. Let's see. GBP CAD. Right, let's see if you're right or wrong. I mean, you could be right and I could be wrong, definitely possible. So you want to short it. Well, the story always starts on the daily. So daily doesn't look like really good for shorts, right? We're closing super bullish here. All right. The 4 hour has closed 2 4-hour candles bearish, but hasn't broke the lows. So until it breaks the lows, there's no sells. 1 hour is the same. Yeah, I think if you close below this support, you can short it. Otherwise, it's still buying pressure. Still buying pressure for that. Still buying pressure. Okay, this setup I like. I do like this. Pre-news. Why can't we buy near 163 and again in GU? Yeah, what do you mean again in GU? We can't buy near 163 because that is our rejections from yesterday. Heavy rejections from yesterday. This is a resistance 1, 2, 3. Yesterday, very strong reaction from that zone. So buying here is very, very risky. You need a higher time frame close to close above here to give us confidence that we can basically take buys, right? We need higher time frame close. because this is a heavy resistance. So buying close to there is going to be very, very risky. It's where all our rejections, look at all these rejections, they're coming from close to there, right? EJ, I can have a look at EJ. EJ same, looking same as GJ at the moment, but more bearish. This is more bearish. Daily close bearish, but we're still holding this support here. 4 hours closing bullish here. Same, it looks very, very similar, right? If EJ does break below 142,630, maybe sells will make more sense to continue down. Right, this candle here is closing in 20 seconds. It's a potential to take, you could potentially take a long here. Your target's kind of 12 pips to break even, 28 pips maximum target. Just doesn't have to close too deep here. Want to see this come back down, respect 162,500. That would be nice. Problem is the time. The time here is tough. Right before news. What are they expecting for news? Bad numbers. Yeah, that's did it, didn't it? It's just tough now. It's just tough in this range. To trade in this range, it's very, very tough. Really have to choose your options wisely here. Have to choose your options super wise. If you guys have any questions about today's range or what you'd be looking for, you can ask or send in what you're thinking of, and I'll tell you if I agree. If you're enjoying the stream, I appreciate a like. Get up to 20 likes would be great. Get this out to more people so they can benefit. This is not a normal stream where we have, if anyone's new here, let me know in the chat if you guys are new. Welcome, welcome. This is not a stream where we have a buy below here, buy above here, sell below here type strategy. 15 minutes till news here. It's definitely going to be interesting to see if news does anything. I expect it maybe just to be a quick spike in the markets. Let's go back and see when the last news is, right? This is what I like to do. We can go back and see what happened last time, right? So last time was February 14th, right? So if we go back to February 14th, we have a look at what the charts did at February 14th, right? So go here and we can go back to February 14th, right? All right. So here's February 14th, right? 10, 11. Just right click here. We'll go to settings, go to events, only future events, and we can see here's the news. I remember this day, yeah. So check this out. This is very interesting. Look at the reaction of the news afterwards, right? Look at the reaction of the news afterwards. Definitely very interesting to see this reaction afterwards. So we pull back. News gives us a spike in price. So we see a spike towards the upside, right? Oh man, it skipped it. Let's see if we can go back. Let's see, February 14th. All right. So we see news comes out here. Boom, no bottom wick, gives us a quick spike. And what does price do? Always retraces this news, right? Retraces, fills the news. And then later on, the closes above this zone here give you the easy move towards the upside. So if we're looking at something similar today, right? If we look at something similar to happen today, we can maybe expect... It'd be nice to see news push out of the zone and come back. Or it's a bit tough now that we're in this range. We're not trending. And there's a huge move that's happened overnight, right? We've had this massive move towards the upside. We just don't want to get, you know, caught in this range here, right? And start ranging towards the downside. Man, nowadays I'm losing percentages are very low because I'm trading outside of 4-hour ranges. I learned from you. Oh, your losing percentages are very low because you're trading outside of 4-hour ranges and you learn from me. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's something people have to understand, is that people think you have to keep taking trades all the time. But if the market's not set up to take a trade, you'll actually save money long term, right? Not every move is a move you have to take, especially if you didn't plan for it. If you didn't plan for that move, you haven't missed anything, and you just move on and take the setups that make sense, right? Very, very simple. Spanish, please. Unfortunately, I can't speak Spanish. If I could speak Spanish, maybe I would be speaking in Spanish. But no, I can't speak Spanish, so you'll have to figure out something. Little top G. Gold, what do you think today? I entered a buy at 1902. Well, you're in profits, so... yeah, I mean, if you're in since 1902, I don't know why you didn't take profits at the top of the range. If you guys have a range, right? You guys are very greedy in the market, most of you. What do you think is the ideal place to take profit? You think it's good to take profits out here? No. You should be taking profits at the top of the range. Look at the move that's happened on gold. Stop trying to be greedy and expect this to reach up here in the next 20 minutes. You know? Focus on achieving small goals in the market and achieving, you know, getting in a trade, moving into profit, reaching a target and close. Unless it's your plan to hold this as a swing trade, then you need to hold stops wide. And I don't, you know, if this comes to your entry and doesn't bounce off your entry, I don't see a reason to hold this any longer, right? There's no point. It's a waste of time. But no, you know, that was the trade played out, and you have to try replicate that in the future. There's a lot of time in the markets here that you're going to enter a trade and it will win, and you get this boost of confidence. Like you feel like, oh shit, this is, you know, really good stuff I'm doing here, you know? And you try replicate that, but it fails, and then it fails again, and then it fails again, and then it fails again. And then guess what happens? Long term, you ended up, you know, that was a bad profit, and you can't replicate that. What languages can I speak? I can speak English and Arabic. Buy or sell in the news. If you want to gamble on the news, it's up to you. You know, if you have a casino where you live, maybe it's better to go try in the casino. The odds here are 50-50. So if you want to have a gamble, you can have a gamble. Know the risks, know how much you're going to lose. But for me, trading a bigger account and bigger risk, if I lose that type of money, it's not going to be fun, right? It's not going to be fun. So I would not recommend gambling. This is not a gambling stream. We don't like to gamble. We like to trade based off probability and statistics. What's the best time to find these ranges? You can identify the range on the 4 hour, especially ranging in the 4 hour. You can see 1 hour is in this range. It's pretty clear to see this range here, right? Look at this range, very messy. You can see how my lines start to get closer together. It's because we're not trending and we're just ranging, right? So that's how you'd identify that range. So yeah, very simple. So yeah, planning for CPI. I don't think if this can close bullish here in 11 minutes, I do think we can still continue up here. But for CPI today, definitely going to be interesting to see how this comes back. Where is it? It's here, sorry. Right, they're expecting rates to come back 6%. That was like 0.5% decrease last time. If it comes back maybe, or they expect almost 0.5% decrease, comes back any lower, I do think gold has a chance to continue down here, right? Right, DJ trying to create resistance. Why I said buying in this range becomes very tough. Everyone tries to buy too early here. I mean, I was considering it on this 5-minute close here. It did look nice, but when I started analyzing this range deeper, understanding where we are in the range, we're closer to the top of the range. 30-minute hasn't even closed bullish yet. We're only 10 minutes from news here. This is what put me and said, listen, it's maybe not the best idea. And those decisions keep you safe. But you have to make sure not to overanalyze your decisions. Otherwise, you'll just talk yourself out of a trade, which is not good. You don't want to talk yourself out of a trade. If anyone's new to the stream, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you guys showing up. If you check, we do stream pre-sessions. We plan, and we don't have this analysis of buys above here, sells below here. The plan of the stream is to essentially make a detailed plan of how to execute on trades, right? So if you look at the channel here, right, and we go to the current stream that we have, you can read in the description what my goal is of this stream, right? So my goal of this stream here, we'll give it a like because why not, right? I write in the description here, you can see. Pre-London session, best way to watch live streams that we set out a plan and you build the confidence to take the trades yourself. That is what's super important, right? Building the confidence to take the trades yourself. And the way we do that is once we set out the plan, if we don't get a trade on stream, then in the groups down below, the Telegram, Discord, we discuss. And you can see people in that taking trades that we discuss on stream. If I do take trades, I do share it there. I do share my terminal as well. Just a little bit different than you guys trying to rely on people, you know, and you build your own confidence and become better traders, because that's the goal, right? For you guys to become better traders and also for everyone else to manage their time. And in order for you to become a better trader, you have to build confidence. And in order to build confidence, you need to be taking the trades yourself after you've been given the plan. So you're lucky that I'm giving you most of the work here is making a plan. So once I give you the plan, you guys have to trust your ability and your analysis and take the trades yourself. So if you like that type of stream idea, appreciate a subscribe so you can join future streams. And always a pleasure to have you guys here. Answer your questions, look at your pairs, and yeah. You know, so appreciate a subscribe. If you're new, catch you on future streams as well. And also a like. If you don't like this stream, please let me know why you don't like the stream. And you probably won't be watching it for long. So yeah, it's all good. We should see what this news does here in 7 minutes. 7 minutes till news. It's going to be interesting. See if we get that similar continuation like we got last time. News just gave us some volume into the market. Do you trade on the 1 minute chart, or do you think it's better to go to the casino and spend money? I like this question. And yeah, I think if you're using the 1 minute chart as confirmation for your trades, it's better to go to the casino. But if you're advanced enough that you understand higher time frame and understand and taking your confirmation from 15-minute closures or 30-minute, you can try to use the 1 minute to get better entries, but just don't overcomplicate and put yourself in a difficult position, right? The upcoming news will have an impact on gold. I don't believe it will have an impact on gold. If it does, it will be quite small. 1 second better in my opinion. Nah, man, I think 1 second is too much time, right? I think you need to be using the tick chart. The tick chart is the ultimate lower time frame trading chart. Doesn't get lower than ticks. It shows you every single tick. So, very interesting. We get this resistance here. I did say in the beginning of the stream, if you guys were listening, that I would like to see price do the same thing here, which will give me good opportunity for upside, right? This is the formation. This is why you can't trust moves that just do this without heavy volume, right? The reason why you can't trust moves that just close bullish like this in the middle of the range is because you want to see it respect, right? See this respect? This is beautiful to see, this respect. I'm still trying to understand fundamentals, but you can't understand how fundamentals work in the market. Don't overcomplicate it. Understand the fundamentals of price action. Candle closures, relevant support zones, your trading zones, where you're supposed to trade in the markets. All of this is going to be more important than understanding, you know, news fundamentals, right? Trend, structure, entry points, all of that is more important than news fundamentals, right? All right, 4 minutes till news here. What are you guys predicting? Let's get it in the chat, up or down. I'm gonna type mine in the chat. I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds and then I'm gonna press enter of what I think. All right. I wrote mine in chat. Now let's see what you guys expect, up or down. Up. All right. Do you know ICT? I've heard of him, yes, but I don't follow any of his trading style. Down. So we have 2 ups, 1 down. Down. Very interesting. All right. Let's see. So if you were gambling in a casino, then you would gamble off up and down, right? So it's a coin flip now. Down, down. Wow, a lot of people expect it to go down. All right. Up, Joshua expects it to go up. Pull back. I like that use of vocabulary. Make it a bit better. Well, I'm going to press enter. This is what I said, right? Spike. Oh, it's not entering. Come on, there we go. That's what I think. A spike. I don't think we'll see a move. I think we'll see a spike. Don Vo, I've heard of him. I believe I follow him on Instagram. He streams New York. GM up to take Tokyo high and then down after. Possible, possible. I'm just saying a spike up. Have you ever felt to stop trading when things don't go well? Yes, I've been there, man. I think everyone will experience it at some point. And it's normal. It's not meant to be easy. If it was meant to be easy, everyone would do it. And, you know, you have to control your emotions and think about the long term. You know, maybe you're only down $100, $500, $1,000. But long term in this game, if you're not making $100, $500, you're going to fail because it's not enough to live off $100. You know, you need to be making more. So that idea of being down currently is not going to relate to the future. So once you understand that and understand this is a long-term game, it really does help. Thank you for answering my question. Keep it up. Appreciate you, man. Welcome, welcome. Down. Martin says down. Thank you for your answer. Always good, man. Happy to answer your questions. 1 minute here till news. We shall see who was right. We shall see who is right. Very, very interesting here. Let's see if I'm right. I said spike up, right? Spike up and then reject. Spike up and reject. Let's see. We shall see who is right. Let's go. Cryptoman Asia, dump it. Possible, it is possible. Possible to dump crypto. We'll dump gold as well if that happens. Good day, Christian, good day. All right. Let's have a look. Nothing yet. Expected. I think it's gonna come out expected. Expected. Come on. Right, numbers are not loading. So it looks like there's no institutional trading because the retail numbers are not trading. Oh, wow. Look, they changed the forecast and everything. Look at this. They changed. Look, it was 12.9K minus 12. $3.7, so it went down a bit. So less people got. Yeah, 11.2, so less. Very good. So less people claimed for unemployment. So that's that spike up. Very small spike up. But remember, this spike up is only 7 pips. And there. I guess I was right. I said spike up. Look, scroll up, guys. Go see the chat. I said spike up. And we did get that spike up. Muhammad says, what is the conditions for your entries? My entry conditions are normally closures, support creations, structure changes, breaks of highs, breaks of lows. You can see some of my 3 favorite entries if you have a look at my top 3 price action setups. My top 3 price action setups cover that. I usually avoid trading the currency when high impact news. Should you continue to do that? I completely agree. But trading after the news is okay, right? Trading after the news can be okay. And there's no harm in that, right? There's no harm in trading after the news. If you have your setups, right? But trading during the news, I completely agree, is not a good idea. That's what we're not doing, right? So whoever said down is also correct, right? Because now we're moving down. But nothing has changed on the chart. We're exactly where we were in the beginning, right? Remember that 5-minute close? We're exactly in the same place. So we ranged down, we ranged up, and we're back at the same place at 162,500. Have you ever used Wyckoff method? Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of Wyckoff. I've not personally used it, but I know how it looks. I remember one time Bitcoin was forming a Wyckoff accumulation. So everyone was talking about that. That kind of popularized it. Gold had a little bit of a pop-up here, right? Remember I said if this closed at support, if this formed a support here, you could have expected this to move up. Unfortunately, if you tried to enter this, no bottom wick, so a little bit tough to enter, would have just pushed up and gone without you. So, interesting to see. I'm following the 1-minute chart. Nothing's happened yet. Yeah, nothing has happened yet. Even without following the 1-minute chart, you can see. You can see. If you guys want to watch the 1-minute chart, you can see it's just ranged, right? And this is what confuses people, right? They look at the 1-minute chart. They say, oh, breakout, 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 break. They try to take a buy, and now they're in drawdown, right? So now they're wishing and hoping that it goes their way. I don't see why this doesn't come down to here. In this zone, watch. I don't see why it doesn't come down to there eventually. Might spike back up to here first, but I think it comes back down and retests this support. If you're trading 1 minute, I think that's a possibility, right? Now it's a game of patience, right? Patience is your biggest source of income. So you just have to wait. If you guys are enjoying the stream, let me know in the chat. Appreciate your feedback. What do you want to see more of? If you like this style of streaming where I put the plan up here. If you're happy I started streaming. Because if you guys don't know already, this channel was originally made, right, as a video channel, right? Check this out. Tons of informational content on here. Heavy informational content. Recommend you watch this gold price action. Actually, yeah, with news coming up, check this out. This is super important, right? With CPI news, look how NFP news was predicted here, right? NFP news was predicted using structure, right? And I exactly show you in that video, right? I'm gonna paste it in the chat. I show you in that video basically what happened before news. I show you exactly that before news price was bearish and there's a high chance the weekly can flip, and I explain, and this we did in London session by the way, and I explain how there's the potential of structure continuing bullish because the charts are bullish. So you can see how to use structure to anticipate news moves, which is very important point in the markets when people are trying to gamble on news, but you can use structure for that. So you can have a look at that video if it interests you guys. And if you want to watch more videos, you know what to do. Leave a subscribe. If you like it, watch and analyze, ask questions. Yes, indeed. So this is pushing up now, guys. I want to ask you a question here. If we get a close above 162.763, do you think it's a good buy? Do you think it's a good to buy above 162.770-ish, above that resistance? Let's see what your thought process is, guys, right? I want to see what you guys are thinking. Do you think that's a good buy? Let's see. Small delay, so I'm waiting for your replies. Don't buy the highs, wait for a pullback. Agreed? That's very, very true. Buying at 162.773 is not a good idea, because why did this not work out then? Right? Doesn't this look like a good setup? Yeah. Look at this. Closed above here. Why wouldn't we take buys here to retest the highs here, right? But we reached the highs. That is the problem, you see? Boom, reverse, now in trouble. Right? So then you move your resistance to here. We get this pullback and now we are where we are now, right? So we need to break out of this zone. And you guys have to understand, if we do break out of the zone, we have plenty of space. It's not essentially only the wicks is the problem. This whole resistance is the problem, right? This is also daily resistance. 600 level. Look, this 600, 700 is all daily resistance, right? Daily wick resistance. On top of that, it's 4-hour... Oh, no, oops. It's this 4-hour rejection wicks. This zone up here is a very dangerous zone. All of here. Huge rejections coming from this zone. If it makes a support after breaking the highs, no, not only that, it would have to get above 163, because if it broke the highs and made a support here, then you're entering somewhere here, and if you measure that, your stop loss is going to be like 19 pips and your target's 10 pips here. And then you're buying into the strongest resistance, right? Would you sell gold if DT created on 15 min? What's DT? For me, DT means daily time frame. Even if previous, yeah, it's kind of counter trend against higher time frame. I'm not selling gold at the moment. I'm not selling gold. That I do know. DT, I don't know what you mean. Have to explain that to me. Yeah, we'd need a deeper pullback at the moment. Now we're just ranging. Now it's tough. It's just range. Crab market at the moment. Crab market. Oh, double top. No, I won't sell just because of a double top. Would not. That's not my trading style. I think today the best is to wait till after London Open. If we look at after London Open, we got the heavy move yesterday. Maybe today will be the same. But remember, CPI, maybe whole market is waiting for CPI. Because if inflation is going down, then that will indicate that the Fed does not have to hike rates as hard. So yeah, we're pushing up now. still nothing we can do really. There's nothing we can do. Could have taken buys here actually. But you have to hold such a 23 pip stop here. Yeah, heavy rejections here, heavy. So guys, you guys know the plan. Plan is very, very simple here. It's very, very tough in this range, right? You have to really plan out your options, check if it's worthwhile. Don't be buying the highs here, really gonna mess you up. We have to be patient today, you know, and wait for potential trades. I will always share my trades in the Telegram and Discord if I do take any, or what I'm potentially looking for. And yeah, you know, so if we do get any setups, let you know, and you guys let me know. And you know, any questions, feel free to ask the Telegram or something. If you're new here, welcome. Leave a subscribe and we can catch you on future streams, hopefully. And be sure to join up, because we're doing really good and early analysis to be able to catch good moves. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna head off now and have a good session, and hopefully we'll get some moves. Buying at the top of the range is not smart at the moment, so be very, very careful. Appreciate you guys all joining up, and I'll catch you on the next one hopefully, and see you there. That being said, peace.